Did you know that some of the most important discoveries about a medicine happen after it is sold in pharmacies? It's a shocking thought, isn't it? We often believe that once a drug is approved, it is completely understood and perfectly safe for everyone. But the reality is much more complex. The journey of a drug does not end when it gets the green light from regulators. In many ways, that is just the beginning of a new, crucial chapter. This is where the real-world test begins, involving millions of people from different backgrounds, with different habits and health conditions. It's a vast, uncontrolled experiment, and someone needs to be watching. So what exactly is this hidden world of post-marketing surveillance? Think of it as a safety net, a continuous health checkup for medicines. After a drug is launched, it moves from the controlled, almost sterile environment of clinical trials into the messy, unpredictable real world. Clinical trials, while essential, usually involve a few thousand people who are carefully selected. They often don't include pregnant women, the elderly, or people with multiple other diseases. But once a drug is on the market, all these people might start using it. Post-marketing surveillance is the system that watches what happens next. It's about listening, collecting, and analyzing information to ensure our medicines are as safe as they can be. The need for this surveillance is not just theoretical, it's written in the pages of medical history. Many of us remember stories of drugs that were once hailed as miracles, only to be pulled from the shelves later. These drugs passed all their initial tests. They showed great promise in helping people. But when used by a much larger and more diverse population, rare side effects started to appear. These were side effects that were so infrequent, they were simply impossible to detect in a smaller trial group. This is not a failure of the initial approval process, but a simple statistical reality. The real test of a medicine's safety profile happens when millions begin to use it. This raises a crucial question for all of us. How much do we really know about the pills we pop? We trust our doctors, and we trust the system. But the system itself relies on a constant flow of new information to keep us safe. It is a dynamic process, not a one-time stamp of approval. The story of a drug is continuously being written, day after day, in clinics and homes around the world. The purpose of this surveillance is to read that story, understand its twists and turns, and act when necessary to protect public health. So the next time you take a medicine, remember that you are part of a much larger, ongoing story. Are you ready to learn how that story is monitored? Why is this constant watching, this surveillance, so critically important? The answer is simple. People are different. What works perfectly for your neighbor might not work the same way for you. Clinical trials are the gold standard for testing new drugs, but they cannot possibly replicate the incredible diversity of the human population. People have different genes, diets, lifestyles, and they often take other medications. These small differences can sometimes lead to big changes in how a drug affects a person. Post-marketing surveillance is our best tool to understand these real-world effects. It helps us find problems that were invisible during the initial testing phase. Let's imagine a scenario. A new painkiller is launched. In clinical trials, it was tested on 5,000 people and showed no serious side effects. But what if there is a rare serious side effect that only affects 1 in every 20,000 people? The clinical trial would likely miss it completely, but when 1 million people start using the painkiller, that means 50 people could experience that serious side effect. Without a system to collect and analyze these cases, we might never connect the dots. The problem would remain hidden, a silent threat to a small but significant number of patients. This is why we need our unseen guardians. Furthermore, post-marketing surveillance is not just about finding bad news, it can also uncover good news. Sometimes, a drug approved for one condition is found to be effective for something completely different. This is called drug repositioning, and it's a wonderful, unexpected benefit of long-term observation. A famous example is a drug initially developed for high blood pressure that was later found to promote hair growth. This discovery happened because doctors and patients were paying attention and reporting what they saw. This system of watching helps us maximize the benefits of medicines, not just minimize their risks. It's a two-sided coin of discovery and safety. So what do you think? Does this constant vigilance make you feel more secure about the medicines you use? It should. It means that the scientific community did not just approve a drug and walk away. They are still on the job, working behind the scenes to protect you. This continuous process is a commitment to public health. It is the promise that as we learn more, we will do better. The goal is to ensure that the benefits of taking a medicine always outweigh the potential risks for everyone. It's a massive ongoing effort, and it relies on a variety of clever methods to get the job done. So, how do these health detectives actually track a drug's performance in the real world? They have a whole toolkit of methods, each with its own strengths. The most common and oldest method is called spontaneous reporting. This is exactly what it sounds like. Doctors, pharmacists, and even patients who suspect a drug is causing a side effect can voluntarily report it to a regulatory agency, like the FDA in the USA or the EMA in Europe. Think of it as a global suggestion box for drug safety. It's a simple, powerful way to create an early warning system. If enough reports about a specific problem with a new drug start coming in, it raises a red flag for investigators to look closer. Another powerful tool is the cohort study. This method is more structured. Researchers identify a large group of people, a cohort, who have started taking a new drug. They then follow this group over time and compare their health outcomes to a similar group of people who are not taking that drug. For example, they might follow 50,000 people taking a new diabetes medicine and compare them to 50,000 people with diabetes who are on an older medicine. This allows researchers to more directly assess if the new drug is linked to any specific health benefits or problems. It's like watching two different movies side by side to spot the differences. Then we have patient registries. These are databases that collect detailed information about people who have a specific disease or condition. For example, there might be a registry for people with multiple sclerosis. When a new drug for this condition is launched, researchers can use the registry to track how the patients using the new drug are doing over a long period. This is especially useful for understanding the long-term effects of medicines used to treat chronic illnesses. It provides a rich, continuous stream of data from the very people the drug is meant to help, giving us a deep and detailed picture of its impact over many years. Finally, we are in the age of big data, and this has revolutionized drug surveillance. The use of anonymized electronic health records is a game changer. Hospitals and clinics store vast amounts of patient data electronically. Researchers can now use powerful computer programs to search through millions of these records to look for patterns. For example, they could search for a link between a new cholesterol drug and an increased risk of muscle pain. This method allows scientists to study huge populations quickly and efficiently. Which of these methods do you think is the most effective? Each has its place in the detective's toolkit, working together to keep our medicine safe. Now, this entire system of post-marketing surveillance, as robust as it is, has one component that makes it truly powerful. You. Yes, you, the patient. You are at the front line of your own health. You know your body better than anyone. When you start a new medicine, being observant and aware is incredibly important. Did you notice a new symptom, no matter how small, after you started the medication? Did you feel different in a way you can't quite explain? Your experience is a valuable piece of the puzzle. It is a piece of data that can contribute to the bigger picture of a drug's safety profile. So what should you do? The first step is to talk. Talk to your doctor or your pharmacist. If you think you might be experiencing a side effect, report it. Don't dismiss it as unimportant. Your report, combined with reports from others, could be the signal that helps researchers identify a previously unknown issue. Many countries have systems where patients can report adverse effects directly. This empowers you to take an active role. You are not just a passive recipient of medicine, you are a partner in the ongoing process of ensuring drug safety. Your voice matters, and it can protect others. Being an informed patient also means asking questions. When your doctor prescribes a new medicine, ask about the common side effects. Ask what you should watch out for. Read the information leaflet that comes with your medication. We often throw these away, but they contain vital information. Being informed doesn't mean being fearful. It means being prepared and engaged. It turns you from a passenger into a co-pilot on your healthcare journey. Have you ever read the full information leaflet for a medicine you've taken? I urge you to share your thoughts in the comments. In the end, the story of drug safety is a shared responsibility. Scientists, doctors, regulators, and pharmaceutical companies all have a critical role to play, but the story is incomplete without you. We, the people, must stay curious, stay vigilant, and stay vocal about our health. So, let's make a pledge today to be more informed about the medicines we use. Let's ask questions, share our experiences, and participate in the conversation. By doing so, we not only protect ourselves, but we also contribute to a safer and healthier future for everyone. Let's keep the dialogue going.